8th grade students from Chicago's award-winning Frazier International Magnet School embarked on a 7-day trip to Atlanta during their 2014 spring break to learn about college and career options. Prior to the trip, only one student listed an Atlanta university as a top choice for their college futures. After the trip, 11 of 14 students named one of the schools visited as a top choice. Knowledge is power. Join us now for our Morehouse Spelman experience. Stay tuned through the end for a special treat.
I think you ought to go to a school where the valedictorian is a bigger star than the football quarterback. And I think that's true here. Everybody can tell you who the top 2 or 3 students are academically. They may not be able to tell you who the quarterback and the running back is.
At Morehouse, I see a lot of opportunities here. You know, in the career placement person, they really help you understand what you could or will be doing for the rest of your life.
Start to think of yourself now as a bit of a company, and how do you manage how people see you? That is going to serve you extremely well in the future. If you notice the young men and women that were up here, trust me, they are different. Or they are, this afternoon, who you saw is not who came here as freshmen. Quentin, I think, did Quentin mention that he was from Chicago?
Yes.
Okay. When Quentin first came here, and Quentin's a great young man. Did he mention he's a dancer?
Yeah.
Yes.
He mentioned he's a dancer. He had, and they were nice, but he had dreads. And he, that was who he was. And I'm not suggesting that it's something that one ought not to be, but as a young business person, it's a little difficult to kind of engage in some of the interview processes. So he looks totally different than who he was early on.
To college, when you finally get here as freshmen, wherever you decide to go, and you're like, well, not as freshmen, but whenever you decide to choose your major, don't think that just because you pick a major in psychology, you have to be a psychologist, or biology, you have to be a biologist. I am a psychology major, and I want to go into entertainment public relations. The only thing that I can really tie together with those two is the fact that I'm learning how to deal with people and understand people. You really don't have to necessarily go into the field that you're studying in college. You could pick a major and do internships in a totally different field and acquire those career skills and other special skills that you may need to enter the workforce when you graduate.
When Dr. Hollingsworth was teaching us, that's something that's rare because when you want to tour, not every teacher take times out the day to teach an 8th grade class. Yeah.
High risk, high return. Low risk, low return. Now let's think about why that's so. So if I have to pay more to get into it, what's probably going to happen to my profit? My profit's going to go down, right? Because I had to pay so much to get into the game that I'm not going to make as much profit. What do you think happens with this one? Nobody wants it, do they? What kind of profit am I going to make? High profit. That's why high risk is high return.
I'm glad you're all here. Corey and I had an appointment, and Corey came in and he told me about, you all being on campus, and I said, let's go see. Let's go see. Corey's very special to Morehouse and to me in particular. Here's a guy, there are people all over the country who go on spring break and they go to the beach in Florida, or they go to Bermuda or Hawaii, somewhere in the sun, and do all kinds of things on spring break. But Corey goes back to Chicago and works in his old neighborhood and ends up being on the front cover of the Chicago Tribune with a Morehouse shirt on. What Corey did is a Morehouse thing. I was just talking with some scholars today, guys who have done well. 4.0 GPA, that means straight A's. Anybody here got that? Close to it? My man, all right, how many have worked their hardest?
Well,
your hardest.
I have all A's and B's.
You have A's and B's? It's going to get harder and harder and harder to get into Morehouse. All right? But What that means is you have to work harder and harder. I was a student at Morehouse, and it was the best decision of my life.
As students at Frazier International Magnet School, they have great access to great people. Our whole week of visits to corporations and universities have been marked by very high-level folks. Our guys have met senators and Al Sharpton, and they have great access. So my worry is that as they leave our school, that they may not have that kind of access anymore. What advice would you guys give to folks who might feel privileged right now when they don't have that safety net anymore?
You have to, in all reality, you have to go find it. I live in the projects of Chicago to this day. After even while I was in high school, yeah, I had great resources or whatnot, but that doesn't mean that I had the full, all support that I need from, just like you said, like at home. You know, I actually did an internship at Rainbow Push Coalition and Reverend Dr. Jeanette Wilson, she actually was one of the main people that pushed for me to get scholarships, a scholarship for Morehouse. So it's really just how much time and how much you really want something. It's always help out here. This guy, I've been knowing this guy since I was in the 6th grade. Right here, I've been knowing this guy since I was in 6th grade. He's always been a resource. But like I reached out to him, he reached and he grabbed me. You know what I'm saying? It's how much you really want something. So it's all on you. Just go get it, go find it. It's somewhere.
If you do go to high school that doesn't have the recognition that Jones does, or it's a school that doesn't necessarily have all these extra things that they don't take you on college tours like you did, like this school has, don't let that hold you back from getting to where you need to be. Because yes, it's important to have good grades, but one thing that Morehouse is really big on is community service. So being involved in your community and being a leader in your community is just as good as having good grades, or it supplements having good grades, I should say.
My other brothers from Chicago, they didn't, like you said, they was missing some thousands of dollars. They got enough money to get them to fly themselves back down to Atlanta, and now through help and support and through them communicating and letting people know this is where they want to be and they're serious about their education, they're in school right now. So it's not always about like where you start. It's going to be your work ethic. Every day it's your work ethic. This is all you got to think about. How hard are you willing to work for this?
You all look inside the mirror. Know that you are your greatest asset, and you will be, and your kids will inspire to be your greatest dividend. Meaning that when you get into the stage of life where you're married and you have kids, your child will be happy to leave out the house and wear your last name. So I'll just encourage all of you to know that there's going to be times where you don't have the motivation that's sitting right next to you to say, keep pushing. You're not going to have the presidents and these big people saying, keep pushing, but you do have yourself that say, keep pushing.
Could you rap for us before you go? I knew you was gonna ask that. Yeah, I can. I'm a Philly-based mommy with my roots in the motherland, rich in the books, not much in my rubber band, cheated on my fears, loyal to my team, engaged to my craft, now I'm married to my dreams. Mom wanna clue me, streets talking to me, bum labels tell me what I shoulda, woulda, could be, or maybe I'm just dissing all the girls that tried to play me. No, maybe I'm just laughing at the boys I told maybe, or maybe I'm about to break the mold of what a rapper is, lyricist, leaving pink kisses on the music biz, living for today and creating my tomorrow. I create the it style haters wanna borrow. I'ma write a book and it'll be a bestseller. Read every page and your raps get better. Who am I? Who are you? I'm trying to get my music played. Don't deliver to the giver. Your chances will fade away.